Okay, great. So welcome, Cobia Breedy. You are undefeated at 15-0 with five knockouts, fighting out of Barbados. So it'll
Mm-hmm.
be the first time we see you on Showtime. We welcome you to media availability today. Going to make a note to the press. Use the raise hand function, as you know, in the Zoom if you want to get in queue to ask questions of Cobia. And I'll start if I may. Kobia, tell us about your preparations for this fight. It appears, based on looking over your record, that Tug Stott Nyambayar is the most accomplished fighter, maybe the most veteran fighter you've faced thus far. Tell us about your preparations and how you plan to deal with him on Saturday.
First of all, I want to thank God for bringing me here. I want to shout thanks him for giving me the opportunity. I want to thank my team, my coach Floyd, Barry Hunter, for making this all possible. You know, I'm a homeboy from Barbados. We, I live in the gym, so I'm always ready for whenever the phone rings. So I don't gotta get ready. We had a wonderful camp. I know I was originally supposed to fight September 26th, but that fell through. So I had another opportunity to be on standby for this fight. So when the opportunity came to me and my team, we was like, I was like, yeah, we let's do this. And then so like I said, we've been training, we've been in camp, I've been ready. So I was ready. I would have been. I'm ready for whatever.
Then you're coming out of the Headbangers gym in Washington D.C. Barry Hunter, trainer. How long have you been working with Barry out of that facility there in Washington?
Well, before Barry, is my coach Floyd. So, um, Coach Floyd, I came over here to the U.S. to Coach Floyd, and then we started our journey together, to all the way up to like 11-0, and then one day Barry Hunters gave us a call, wanted to spar with Rashid Warren, and then when we went over there and sparred, we fell in love with them and the team, with the Headbangers crew, and since then he came on board, and he gave us help to get us to the next level. So that's when he came into my career and my life.
That's terrific. Barry Hunter's a hard man not to like. Glad you connected with him. We're going to start with questions from the press here. Jeremy Herrages. Jeremy from fansided.com. Go ahead.
Hi, Cobia. Thank you for taking the time to talk. Can you talk a little bit about, you said how this fight came into play a little bit.
Mhm.
As far as when you were presented with it, did you stop, hesitate at all, or did you say, I want this immediately?
First of all, I had to get together with my team first, and Barry and Coach, and we sat down and we said we had a meeting about it, and we was like, this is what we want to do. We all agreed, this is the opportunity. Opportunities only come once in a lifetime. So we all both was like, we let's go ahead and make it happen.
You've got a perfect record going up against a tough opponent.
Mhm.
Uh, do you feel any sense of pressure, or do you feel like the pressure's on Nyambayar?
I'm never under pressure. I know what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for is it like everybody's saying is bigger than me. I'm doing it for my people back home in Barbados. I'm doing it for my friends, my family, my wife, my team, everybody. Um, I'm going out there September 19th, and the world will know who Cobia Soldier Breedy is. And I also want to thank my people from Barbados, the Barbados Defense Force Sports Program. Um, I want to give a thanks to the Barbados Olympic Association, the Barbados Boxing Association, and everybody. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today. And I'm also want to give a shout out. Well, not a shout out. I also really want to Rihanna, hopefully one day to bring me to the ring.
Final question for me. When you're in the ring with Nyambayar,
Mhm.
what do you want to show fans? What skills do you want to really show off, and what do you think we're going to see from you on that night that people are going to be left with a memory of?
People are going to see a lot. Like me and my coach, we have this thing called the 7 styles of boxing. So every time I fight, people always say you fight like Timothy Bradley, fight like Pacquiao, you do a little Floyd Mayweather. So that's when my 7 styles come into play. I even got a little bit of Joe Frazier in me, old school. So it all depends on what he brings to the table. We will find a way to match what he's doing.
Sounds good, and I look forward to seeing those styles. Thank you, Cobia.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, that's quite a combination there, Cobia. Excellent. Thanks, Jeremy. Let's go to Sean Zittel from FightHype. Sean, you can unmute and go ahead.
Hey, Cobia, thanks for giving us the time. Looking at Nyambar in his last fight with Gary Russell, what did you see from him, and what did you think of that fight overall?
It was a good fight, Gary did what he had to do to win. So I just got to go in there September 19th and show the world what I can do and what I will do, and so everybody will get to know who Soldier Breedy is September 19th.
Were you impressed from Nyambar in that fight?
Yes, no. Like I said, he's a good fighter. He's a silver medalist. He fought good competitors, but he never fought a soldier yet. So September 19th, he's gonna be facing something different.
And I know, like you were talking about Barbados earlier. What would it be like to become a world champion from Barbados?
It will be history. It will be great for my people. It will be great for the government, for everybody, because boxing in Barbados, is not a big thing because it's different. We get considered a third world country. So me bringing back a hope for my country is an awesome thing, and that will give my people hope. That will give kids dreams that if I could do it. I came from Barbados. I left Barbados to come to America to follow my dream to become world champ, and I got this far. And if it wasn't for God, I won't be here. So September 19th, I'm ready.
Yeah, and it touches on my next question, which was, what's the journey been like coming to the United States and becoming a professional, prize fighter, and what's this whole journey been like coming from Barbados to America to make it as a professional?
Yeah, it's been a journey, It's been different, adapting to the new cultures, because our culture is different to American culture. Coming over here, it was hard. We had our ups and downs in the boxing game. Like it been like it's so much stuff that I had to overcome coming over here, from sleeping on the bus station on New York, just come back to Washington D.C. It was a lot.
And yeah, lastly, I know you touched on it, mentioning guys like Joe Frazier and Floyd Mayweather and Tim Bradley. Are these the guys you looked up to, coming up? And do you feel, who are the fighters you feel most influenced by?
Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones, and the list goes on.
Who do you think you fight the most like out of all of them?
It's kind of hard to say. Like everybody, like my last fight, and people in New York was calling me Blacquiao because I was throwing so much punches and I'm pressing the guy on. My fight before that, they said I was fighting. I was doing a little bit of Floyd Mayweather, and I was doing the Joe Frazier slide, the Joe Frazier style. So it all depends on the opponent.
Thanks, Cobia.
Okay, thank you, Sean. Looks like we have time for hopefully one or two more questions here. Let's go to Carlos Toro. Carlos, go ahead.
Thanks so much for taking time to talk to me. Really appreciate it. Obviously, I think you mentioned earlier that you were supposed to fight, or you were planning to fight on September 26th. And obviously with this fight against Nyambayar being just days away, did that sort of change a little bit your preparation and your mental state when it comes to, now getting to fight a week earlier against a tough opponent than Nyambayar?
No, I always stay in the gym. Like I said, we live in the gym. I'm always getting great sparring from all different types of athletes, like Sean Porter, Isaac Dogbe, and guy named Max from the gym. I even been in camp with Gary Russell. Um, so me stepping up to them, I've been around champs, I've been around world champs, so I know what it takes for me to get to the next level.
And lastly, I earlier you were talking about something that you call the 7 styles of boxing, and I just wanted to ask, sort of, where did that came from? Like, was it simply you wanting to emulate as many different styles and just being a fighter that can adapt to any situation as possible, or where did that all come from?
It all comes from love of seeing what other boxers was doing, like the Floyd Mayweather, his style, and then the Joe Frazier, and then the Muhammad Ali, then the Roy Jones, and then the Pacquiao style. It's just I fell in love with all of that, and I work on that because I want to be an ultimate fighter. I want to be unbeatable, and I want to be a hard guy to figure out.
Thanks, Cobia, and best of luck this Saturday against Nayam Bayar.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Carlos. I think we're going to have to move on now, but I'm definitely inspired by your story of coming to the U.S. and moved by all the opportunity you see in front of you. Thanks for taking the time with us today. There are so many fights at featherweight, super featherweight, even super bantamweight in and around your area. So we wish you success and then continued success past Saturday.
Thank you.
Folks, we're going to take a break. Thanks so much, Cobia.